Prep Test 90 Game 1. We're ordering Q, R, S, T, and V, and we're determining if they make local or non-local calls. Rule 1. Q is immediately before V, but sometimes after S. Rule 2. S and V can't make the same type of call. Rule 3. Q and T make local calls. Rule 4. Call 3 was non-local. Now that we've got the rules out the way, let's figure out if we have any floaters, and let's try to make some inferences. R has no rules attached, therefore R is a floater. Now on to inferences. Inferences come from evaluating the consequences of rules. The consequence of Rule 1 is that Q can't go in spot 1 and Q can't go in spot 5. The consequence of Rule 3 combined with the consequence of Rule 4 that call 3 was non-local means Q can only go in spot 2 and spot 4. This is a great place to build worlds. World 1, Q in spot 2. With Q in spot 2, we know V has to make a non-local call from spot 3, and we also know S has to make a local call from spot 1. The only thing we have to figure out now is where T and R go, but there's only 2 spaces for them to go, so it's not that big of a deal. We also have to remember that R can make either a local or non-local call, but other than that, this world is pretty simple. World 2, Q in spot 4. In this world, we don't have as much information as we do in the previous one, but we still have a lot of good stuff to work with. First, we know that if Q is in spot 4, V has to be in spot 5. We don't know what type of call V makes because we haven't figured out what type of call S makes yet. However, we do know that S and V can't make the same type of call, so we'll remember that. Secondly, we know that T has to make either call 1 or 2, because T cannot make a non-local call. Finally, we know R can go in any of the 3 remaining spaces because R is a floater and R can make either type of call. I think we're ready for questions. Question 1, which is acceptable? Just take one rule at a time and eliminate answer choices that violate the rule. Answer choice B. That's our answer. Question 2, if we have R in spot 2, what must be true? R in spot 2 means we're in world 2. And we actually have a lot of things we can fill in. With R in spot 2, we know S has to go in spot 3, making a non-local call. We know V has to make a local call, therefore. And we know T has to go in spot 1, aka answer D. Question 3 gives us T in spot 5, and it asks us what could be true. T in spot 5 means we're in world 1, doesn't work in world 2. Looks like the only thing that could be true is R makes either a local or non-local call, aka answer A. Question 4 tells us R is making a local call and asks us what must be false. Question 4, we got to look at both worlds, since that's possible in both worlds. In world 1, not much changes. R is local. We still have to figure out if it's making the 4th or the 5th call. Not that big of a deal. World 2, we actually get a bit more information. If R is making a local call, he can no longer go in spot 3 because spot 3 has to be non-local. Neither can T, therefore S has to make the non-local call from spot 3. That forces V in spot 5 to make a local call, and we still have to figure out where T and R go, but they can only go 1 or 2. And the only answer choice that must be false is answer choice C. Question 5 asks us if call 1 is non-local, how many spots can we determine? With this information, we can tell that we're not in world 1, since call 1 in world 1 has to be local. Therefore, we're in world 2. In world 2, if call 1 is non-local, T has to go in spot 2. We know Q and V have to be in spot 4 and 5. But we don't know if R and S are in spot 1 or 3. Therefore, 3 spots are determined.